Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome to your Uranus in Gemini astrology predictions for the 12 zodiac signs. One of the most profound transits we're going to have in 2025 is exactly this, Uranus entering the sign of Gemini. And it's going to happen on July 7th of 2025. Uranus is going to be here until November 7th. So for a few months, we're going to have some profound changes, shocks and revelations and quick thinking and new information and, sudden events and changes in the areas of our lives that are ruled by Gemini. Uranus afterwards is going to re-enter Taurus, and then in 2026 is going to enter Gemini again. But until then, we're going to talk again and have another video for analysis. For now, in this video I've included all the things that we can experience with Uranus in the sign of Gemini for all the signs, but also in the next 6 to 7 years as Uranus transits here in the sky. At the same time as Uranus is in Gemini, we're going to have Pluto in Aquarius helping Uranus and Uranus helping Pluto. They're going to be in a positive aspect to each other until 2030. And I think that's very profound and wonderful. It's like a blessing from the divine, from God, the universe, that all of us are going to have with this important transits happening in the sky. Now, of course, other planets are also in constant movement. There's going to be conjunctions, oppositions, squares. It's not always going to be rainbows and unicorns, but we're going to have important changes happening, that is for sure. And that will be wherever we have Gemini in our charts. This is the first video of many that I'm going to be making for the astrology of 2025, so stay tuned and please share these videos with people that you think are going to benefit from it. It's good to be prepared. When you're prepared, you're not scared. That's how I like to say it. When you're prepared of the energies that are going to be unfold, then there is nothing to fear. And the opposite of it is that you can actually take advantage of these energies when you know how they're going to be in the sky. If there's a trine between Uranus and Pluto, this trine can be very subtle if we don't take action, but if we do take action, then we can receive some benefits out of this transit that can be easy. They are not as difficult as a square and opposition could be. This is like just an example of how important it is to be prepared and to be aware of the transits that are happening in the sky. But yeah, I am very excited for this transit. I wish all of you the best of luck. Please also let us know in the comments how Uranus was for you in the sign of Taurus, in whatever house it transited, because there's so many people that would love to learn from you, because that's like the upcoming transit for them. So please, share your experiences. You're going to definitely help at least one person seeing those comments that wants to know how this transit might potentially be for them. And also share with us your expectations and what you think is going to be happening for you soon. I wish the best of luck for all of you. And before I start, please remember I'm a Western astrologer and I follow the tropical zodiac. If you want to book a reading with me, you can go to my website. Please keep in mind that I've had a lot of bookings and it's taking me a bit longer than I thought. So please be aware of that. But if you want to have a reading with me, you can do so through my website, and I have the link in the description box below and also in the channel. I wish you the best of luck, everyone, and I'll see you on the zodiac signs. Hello, dear Aries suns, moons, and risings. Welcome to your Uranus in Gemini astrology predictions. Uranus is going to enter the sign of Gemini on July 7th, and it's going to be there until November 7th of 2025. And then in 2026, Uranus is going to move into Gemini and remain there for about 6 to 7 years. So it's going to bring a lot of breakthrough, a lot of new opportunities, shocks, changes, authenticity also in your third house matters. For you, Aries, Uranus here can bring opportunities to learn things fast and quickly. Aries are going to be one of the signs that are going to influence the world the most, I feel like, for the next 6 to 7 years. And another reason for that is because Uranus rules your 11th house of the masses. And Uranus here in the third house now can indicate being very authentic, being an influence and an inspiration to other people because of your thinking process, because of your outside of the box thinking process. You may have the opportunity to give a lot of people new ways of thinking, new revelations, aha moments. A lot of Aries, I think, are going to be in the social media, are going to be on YouTube, in all of these platforms, giving their authentic ideas to the world, inspiring people, inspiring the masses. And a lot of you are going to get very empowered in doing so because Pluto at the same time is transiting your 11th house, is transiting the sign of Aquarius, and Pluto is going to be in a positive aspect to Uranus until 2030. They're going to be helping each other out in the sky. And that's why I think a lot of you are going to have this important empowerment in the social world, like in the social media, in whatever you use to reach the masses, to basically communicate with a large amount of people. For others of you Aries, Uranus in the third house can simply indicate opportunities to influence your immediate environment, your neighborhoods. So you may have the certain situations that make you become maybe the leader in your immediate environment, neighborhoods, local businesses, in your local communities also. Uranus in the third house can also give a lot of you Aries genius ideas, innovative ideas. A lot of you are going to shape the world in a different way because of this transit. And of course, not all Aries are going to become famous and popular and like the stars, but you're still going to have a certain influence in your immediate environment with, like I said, neighbors, siblings, people that you communicate wherever you live. For others of you Aries, this transit can bring opportunities to learn new things. You may be sitting down, researching, learning new skills, learning new topics, teaching it to other people. At the same time, though, I want you to be careful and aware because with this transit, you may have that desire to just preach to others whatever you believe in, and sometimes depending who they are, maybe it is not well received. So be careful with that if you feel like your ideologies or your beliefs are being implemented into the others. At the same time, though, I feel like Aries are going to be the ones that are going to make us think differently and even rebel towards a lot of politically correct beliefs. We've been fed with all kinds of stuff with Pluto in the sign of Capricorn. And it's changing already, of course, because Pluto is doing its thing. It has done its thing in the last degrees of Capricorn and then moving into Aquarius. But with Pluto in Capricorn, for a lot of years, people were faithful to a certain company, to a certain corporate. They would sacrifice their families or time with their families, things like that, to be able to stay faithful to a certain company. With time, we realized that that's not the thing, that we were sold a certain belief system. And, now for you Aries, as Uranus travels your third house, you're even going to uncover more things about certain politically correct ideologies that were sold to us for several years. And Uranus here is also going to bring you that genius mind, that quick thinking, quick talking, ability to absorb information in a very fast way and also give it in a very efficient way. Uranus in Gemini does way better than Uranus in Taurus because it is a fellow air sign with Uranus ruling the sign of Aquarius. So you will be able to absorb this information quickly and give it to other people, to your siblings, to your neighbors, to people that you have a coffee every day with, to people that you have on your social media. You're going to embrace more authenticity also. And I think that can be very exciting because Aries are initiators. You might initiate certain things with that. At the same time, be careful because too much information for certain things maybe is not well received by others. So I just want to throw it out there. A lot of you are going to be using a lot more technology also to express your ideas. You may invent certain things related to third house matters, maybe things related to technology, but that can be used maybe for small businesses. Some of you are even going to attract clients in small businesses also, because sometimes that happens with Uranus in the third house. You may be attracting local people or people on the internet. If you decide to do an online business, this can be a wonderful time to do so, a wonderful period of time, especially with Pluto in the 11th house. Like I said, please don't forget that these two planets are helping each other. And in the 11th house, Pluto is helping you gain your personal power with the masses, gain your personal power in expressing yourself to others, to your networks, to your friends, to your communities, to your social world. Pluto is helping you, regain that personal power. And with Uranus in the third house, you have the capacity to even convince other people, to express yourself more authentically, to come across as more authentic, more original. People will want to go for you or go to you because you're different, because they can trust you. You are authentic. You don't play around. You don't sell something that it's not real. Uranus can definitely give you that in the third house. I know a lot of people who have gained some type of fame also with Uranus in the third house, especially in the social media world. So that can definitely be a case for a lot of Aries. And if you've had some sort of social presence, social media presence, then Uranus in the third can enhance that, can increase that. And like I said, there's a connection to Pluto, so I don't want to repeat myself, but the odds are there. At the same time, though, I want you to be aware about Uranus making you think too much to where you start to get racing thoughts. Your brain won't stop. Your brain wants to think. Your brain wants to get information, read, learn new things. So be careful. Take care of your nervous system. Still, like, do your meditation practices, or find healthy ways to make your mind be a little more resting instead of restless, because you have this strong desire to absorb information from left and right. At the same time, remember to balance it out. We always need to balance things out. So take care of your mental health, take care of your brain, take care of your mind, take care of your physical body also. A lot of your Aries are also going to meet and connect with unusual people with Uranus in the third house. This is a social house, and Pluto is also there in the 11th, which is also a social house. Uranus rules your 11th, the social house. So a lot of your Aries are going to meet with people from different cultures, or people with different points of view, of people with different perspectives, unusual ones also, rebellious people that live in their own authentic way without obeying to like societal forms and standards. You're going to hang out with a lot of these people, and they will ignite something in you, and you will ignite something in them. I feel like there's going to be a huge community, even it can be a one huge community or small little ones of these people that are going to be an inspiration to the world to embrace a different way of living. And we're in the age of Aquarius, so Uranus here is helping set up that age of Aquarius, which is going to unfold for a very long time, slowly, little by little. But this transit can definitely show signs and opportunities to build these little communities that are so necessary for us. A lot of you Aries are also going to enhance your creativity. You're going to bring these inventions to the world, these genius ideas, and sometimes it's going to be for you, sometimes for others. This transit can also bring sudden opportunities to travel. You're going to be more on the road, traveling locally, especially like going to nearby cities, to nearby states, getting in the car more often. You may also change cars very often. You'll buy a new one, sell an old one, buy another one again. Uranus here is also going to give you ideas to design your car in a certain way that is a bit different from the normal cars. Maybe put a wrap on it, paint it in a certain way, make some changes to it, or buy cars with unusual designs. Also, we're definitely going to have that happening in the mundane level during this time, but you are going to be one of those people that you're going to buy the unusual cars. This transit can also bring opportunities to write a lot. For some of you Aries, you're going to be more brave when it comes to that. Show the world your points of view, show the world your original thinking. Journalism is going to be a huge deal, and independent journalists are going to also be a huge deal. Some of you Aries are going to practice that with this transit in your third house. Some of you are going to speak truth. And I kind of mentioned it already, but journalism could be an industry that could be lucrative for you. Marketing also, car sales also. If you are in any of these industries, you might have some amazing profits around this time, or also a roller coaster when it comes to it, because Uranus increases, sometimes decreases. It's unpredictable. It just brings changes. It indicates changes. So sometimes it's going to be better, sometimes a little worse, but the ride is what's important, right? This is what I have for you Aries for this transit. I really hope you're enjoying this. Let me know how Uranus was in your second house. I know that there are people who would love to learn from you. Let me know in the comments. Let them know in the comments how your experience was, and also what do you expect with Uranus in the third house. At the same time, if you want to show some support, please like, subscribe, share this video with the people that you think are going to benefit from this. I wish you the best of luck, and I'll see you on the next video. Hello, dear Taurus suns, moons, and risings. Welcome to your Uranus in Gemini astrology predictions. Uranus is to enter Gemini on July 7th, 2025 to November 7th, 2025. And for you, it's going to be transiting your second house. As we all know, Uranus is then going to re-enter Gemini in 2026, and it's going to remain there for about 6 to 7 years. And it's going to bring a lot of changes and breakthrough in all of your second house matters. For you, Taurus, this transit can bring a lot of changes and thinking outside of the box related to the way how you make money, the way how you increase your personal income, the way how you take care of your personal resources. And here Uranus can bring a lot of ups and downs. I feel like for a lot of Tauruses, this transit is going to bring like a roller coaster of changes. Sometimes a lot of you are going to be making more money, sometimes a little less. And so my number one advice is to always have some money saved up in case, you go through these roller coasters. And I know a lot of people that have been able to make a lot of money with Uranus in the second house, because here we also have the house of your personal values, of your personal talents. Uranus here is going to have a lot of Taurians increase their self-confidence when it comes to the way how they make money, when it comes to their personal talents. Uranus here is going to have a lot of you increase your assertiveness, but also embrace your authenticity in the way how you make money. So you may think that you may have thought before that you're capped at a certain income, because that's how much you're valued as a person. But Uranus here is going to break those that way of thinking. It's going to break those values. It's going to release you from that, because Uranus is the planet of rebellion. And so for a lot of you, Uranus is going to say, well, you're worth way more, much more. And so that's why Uranus brings that increased personal income in the second house, because of that self-confidence that is increased, related to the way how you can make money, related to your personal talents, how much possessions you can have. And you can basically have some sort of liberation in your self-worth and self-confidence. And let's not forget that Jupiter is transiting the sign of Gemini, and then Uranus is going to enter here. Jupiter, for a lot of Taurians, has helped in increasing that self-confidence, and then Uranus is also going to enter this area of the chart, and I feel like it's continuing that journey that Jupiter started when it comes to, again, self-confidence, your self-value, how much money you can make, and the way how you can make it. You are going to value yourself more. Uranus here is also going to bring opportunities to make money through crypto, to make money through modern ways, modern matters. A lot of Taurians are going to be up to date with the latest trends when it comes to money making. I remember at some point, NFTs, for example, were a huge deal. They were new. A lot of people started making money with it. Whoever caught the first trend maybe made some money. So Taurians are going to have that intelligence, that quick thinking, opportunities also, and possibilities to make money like that through the latest trends, through what is hot at the moment, what is new at the moment, what is trending. Those are things that are all ruled by Uranus. A lot of Taurians are also going to leave a lot of corporate jobs. Uranus in the second house indicates making money independently from others, because that's what Uranus rules too. Independence, and in the second house can also indicate financial independence. Taurians are amazing with money making, we all know that. Now they're ruled by Venus. They are one of the signs that are very good with making money, preserving it, keeping it, and things like that. So a lot of you are going to even be able to retire after this transit. You're going to be able to make a lot of money, and like I said, this is not going to just be one opportunity to make a lot of money and that's it. No, this is going to be a roller coaster. This is going to have ups and downs, because Uranus is a planet of changes, is a planet of shocks. Sometimes it's going to bring more money, sometimes a little less, but eventually you're going to have more self-confidence in the way how you make money, and a lot of you are also going to have more money in the bank. But some of you are definitely going to achieve financial independence, to where you make your own money, maybe have your own business, maybe have monetized your personal talents, and you don't rely anymore on someone else or a corporate or some kind of institution to make money for you. This transit can also indicate making money through astrology. If you're an astrologer, this is an opportunity to increase your personal income through that. Although I know most of the astrologers don't do astrology for the money, they do it because it's their passion, but still this transit can indicate income from that. Some of you Taurians are also going to have ownership over things that are unusual, that are not common, that are rare. Maybe some of you are going to get into collecting things, owning things that are kind of different. But at the same time, I feel like the self-confidence here is going to be a huge deal, that a lot of you are also going to detach from assessing your self-worth with your possessions, which is not a common thing for Taurians, but it can definitely happen during this transit. One thing that I do want to mention is that Pluto is also transiting the 10th house at the same time, and is creating a harmonious aspect to Uranus here. Pluto is initiating and making important transformation in your career, and also in your public status and how you're known to the world, in your relationship with authority figures, in your inner power, in your personal power. And Pluto here in a positive aspect to Uranus can indicate that a lot of Taurians are going to make good money, but also are going to implement some sort of authority in whatever industry they're in. Pluto is claiming personal power here in the 10th house. A lot of Taurians are going to be visible. That's what Pluto in the 10th house does sometimes. I'm not saying everybody's going to become famous and, a Hollywood star. I'm saying that in whatever industry you're in, you're going to receive more, more attention, more fame, more popularity. And if this harmonious aspect to Uranus in the second house can indicate that this may increase your self-confidence. This may also increase your personal income, the way how you make money, because these two planets are communicating in such a beautiful way for a few years during this entire transit for Uranus. Actually, Pluto is going to create this beautiful aspect. So moving forward, though, it's going to be more predominant until 2030, and then Uranus is going to be in the last degrees of Gemini. Pluto is still going to be almost in the middle of the sign of Aquarius. So, this positive energy can be felt for the next 6 years, which I think is amazing. That's amazing news, especially for Taurians after a lot of situations that Uranus brought in the first house for the past 6 to 7 years. But I think this can be a wonderful time for a lot of you to gain more self-confidence, reassess the way how you make your personal income, take care of your money. The second house is ruled traditionally by you, so this can mean good news for a lot of you. But like I said, be careful for difficult times only. Uranus can bring shocks, changes, drastic changes in your second house also. So make sure to have some money set aside. Make sure to, have, someone to go to in difficult times, because you never know. I don't want to scare you, but I'm saying I don't want to sugarcoat this transit either. There's going to be a lot of ups and downs. But overall, Uranus is going to bring a lot of authenticity and definitely cannot leave you the same person as you are today. Definitely not. It won't happen. And I am a Taurus rising myself. We all know that Uranus in the first house has changed us in a very profound way. And 6 or 7 years ago, I did not think I'm going to do astrology one day. And then years later, as Uranus is leaving my first house, here I am. So it's going to do the same thing in the second house, make drastic changes in the way how we make money, bring in wonderful opportunities, sometimes difficulties, but overall we're going to gain crazy self-confidence and also opportunities to make money, reassess our personal finances. One last thing that I want to say, Uranus here can also change the way how we eat, and have us try foods of like different cultures, foods that are different from what we are used to. And I'm going to say it in a few other videos, but I feel like a lot of Taurians will have opportunities to relocate abroad, to go to other places because of several other transits that are happening at the same time. Saturn and Neptune are moving into your 12th house, and Jupiter is going to be in Cancer in the 3rd house of short distance travel. So I think a lot of Taurians will have opportunities to travel abroad, to even relocate. And I think that goes hand in hand with this Uranus in the 2nd house of eating foods that we are not used to, that are a bit different from our personal reality or our personal traditions. Because that's what Uranus does. It brings changes that are different from our personal world, personal inner world. Okay, this is what I have for you. Please let me know in the comments how things are going for you. And are you excited for this transit or not? Let me know how Uranus was in your first house. I think people, Geminis, for example, that are going to have this transit in their first house will love to know. So please share your experience and let me know. What are your expectations? I wish you the best of luck, Taurians, with this transit. And if you want to show some support, please like, subscribe, and share this with people that you think are going to benefit from this. Good luck with this transit, and I'll see you on the next video. Hello, dear Gemini suns, moons, and risings. Welcome to your Uranus in Gemini astrology predictions. Uranus is entering your first house on July 7th of 2025 and is going to remain there until November 7th of the same year. And then Uranus is going to go back to Taurus, to your 12th house, and then in 2016 it's coming back to your sign and it's going to remain there for 6 to 7 years, bringing some important developments in all areas of your lives, because Uranus in the first house, brings changes to your identity, to your personality, to your partnerships, marriage partner, business partners, to your career, public status, and also to your home environment, to your real estate, the place of living also. Uranus is transiting an angular house for you. So whatever you think your life is going to be, it's not going to be that. Wherever you are right now, your life is not going to be like that by the end of this transit. I promise. I witnessed it firsthand because I'm a Taurus rising and I just experienced Uranus in my first house. Now, of course, planets in the sky are not going to be the same way as they were when Uranus was in Taurus. The good thing is that you're going to receive help from Pluto and also Neptune and Saturn here and there. So you definitely have more opportunities to, transform your life for the better, change your life for the better. But anyway, let's dive deeper into this. So for a lot of you Geminis, Uranus in the first house is going to bring you a sense of independence from other people. You're going to embrace your authenticity and rebel towards anyone or any situation that you think is going to hold you down. Now, of course, this is not going to happen overnight. This is going to last for a few years. So if you have been, or if you're going to be in a relationship or partnership or marriage that does not let you be the authentic you, then this transit is going to teach you to rebel against it, to embrace your authenticity, and then you decide for yourself if you want to remain in the same situation or not. You decide for yourself if you want to remain for the same person with the same person or not. Uranus is bringing you that authenticity, that spirit of rebellion, inner restlessness to not let your life be the same way. And you will want to have these changes. You will want to have these drastic movements and transformations in your lives. That is the thing with Uranus in the first house. You want that because it is you. You become Uranus. Uranus becomes you. And so that's, what also happened to me, but I don't want to talk much about me. I want to say that this can definitely be the case for a lot of you Geminis. You will develop a sense of separate identity from others. In the beginning, maybe you'll have, in the beginning of the transit, you identify yourself with certain things too much. And so Uranus here is going to detach you from people, from careers, from homes that you identify yourself too much with, that you basically can't live without. So Uranus is going to separate you. It's going to bring situations that are going to teach you that you can be your authentic self without the need of anything or anyone. You can embrace your own identity. You can embrace your own personality. You could show it off. You don't need anyone. You can be whoever you want to be. You can rebel against any restricting things that are in your lives with this transit. And like I said, Uranus will want you to do all these changes. For some of you, there can be sudden changes when it comes to your career. You may switch from one career to the other multiple times, not just once. You may decide to try out different jobs, different industries, and by the end of the transit, you'll want to stick with something that, really lets you express yourself freely, more authentically also. This transit, on the other hand, can bring sudden opportunities to get to know people, fall in love quickly, fall out of love quickly, meet with people that are a bit unusual, build relationships and partnerships with them. And when I say like unusual, not in a bad way, you can meet people that are just different. Like, for example, for me, I loved meeting people with like different cultures, different points of view, different passions and interests, very fascinating. I loved connecting with these people on one-on-one. And that's what a lot of you Geminis are going to be doing. And you're Gemini after all. Like, you love these things. You love to learn and know about others. You learn quickly, and you want to know different details about other people's lives and things like that. So I think you're going to really enjoy these new connections that you can make during this transit. A lot of you are also going to relocate more than once with this transit. Go to a new place, new house, new apartment, new state, new country, new city. You're going to have important changes also happening in your home and real estate environment. Some of you are also going to embrace more bold expression of your physical body, of your closet, of your clothing. And you're going to embrace a certain style. You'll want to express your creativity in a very brave way. I have a friend who's also a Taurus rising, and I remember she would say, I'm always overdressed wherever I go. With Uranus in the first house, she did not care where she's going. She embraced, her own authenticity when it came to clothing. And she looked wonderful, I have to say. She looked so beautiful all the time. Some of you will also want to get more tattoos, will want to get more beauty procedures with this transit, and you'll want to break free from any restricting ideologies from other people that maybe will want to pressure you and be like, oh, you shouldn't wear that, you shouldn't wear this. You're not going to care about that with Uranus in the first house. Now, another thing that I do want to mention is that Pluto is transiting your ninth house at this time. And Pluto is creating a positive aspect here. So whatever transformation you want to make in your identity and who you are as a person, Pluto is going to support you. It's going to help you build that belief system, change, switch it up here and there, this entire belief system, so that you can build some sort of new knowledge, but also identity for yourself. This transit can also bring opportunities to get married quickly, but also divorce. I've seen this very often with people that have this transit. Divorcing, getting married. It sounds scary, but it's part of life. The mission that, quote unquote, the mission that Uranus has in this house of yours is for you to embrace your own originality, your own identity, and to understand that you are whole without anyone else. So it can bring situations that you need to break free from, and sometimes that can be a marriage partner too. This transit can also bring sudden children. Maybe you're not planning to have children, but you can also have them with this transit. It did not happen for me, but it can happen for some of you, definitely. For others of you, this transit can bring some type of achievement when it comes to your personal independence. You are stronger with this transit. You become stronger with this transit. If you've had a problem before with blending yourself with the other people's energies, like for example, I'm a Pisces sun, so I definitely had this issue before. But if you were more on that sensitive side, to where you enter a room and you feel everybody's energies, Uranus is going to teach you with time, slowly, year after year, that you're actually separate from these other energies, these other people. With Uranus in the first house, instead of feeling that we are all one, you will focus that your energy is actually separate from others. Your problems or other people's problems are not your problems. Your other people's stress and negative thinking is not yours. So like there is a separation of identity here, separation of you from the other people. And of course it's not going to happen overnight, but it will happen with time. And if you fall in the category of those people that is sensitive, like that, I think this is good news for you. You're definitely going to become more like stronger and more empowered in yourself. And like I said earlier, Pluto is going to help you from the ninth house to achieve all of these things. Is going to bring you a lot of knowledge, a lot of powerful knowledge, is going to bring powerful mentors to you, people that are going to advise you so that you can be reinvented in such a profound way, in such a powerful way for yourself. A lot of you are also going to have opportunities to travel, especially internationally, or at least to interact with individuals that are foreigners, that speak different languages, that have different traditions from you, that come from a different culture. Because Uranus rules your ninth house after all, and Pluto is also transiting this ninth house. So the people that you're going to meet are going to shape you in a different way, are going to open windows and doors to other perspectives that are going to influence you. And eventually, you'll understand that you're this amazing creature, amazing person that has so much potential within you by the end of the transit. One thing that I had going on with this transit is this inner restlessness to gain my personal independence. I had situations, partnerships, friends also, who wanted to maybe not let me understand my inner power. But Uranus here, it gives you that inner restlessness to where you're like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to be like that. I want to be my own thing. I want to break free. I want to embrace my inner child. I want to express myself freely. In the first house, Uranus is very powerful, is very strong. So you're definitely going to have feelings like that, experiences like that too, where you want to express yourself, in a very profound way. Like I said, this is not going to happen overnight. It's not going to be that easy because this is an angular house. Like Uranus here is going to bring these shifts and changes in your career, in your home environment, and also in your partnerships, like very shocking, sudden changes that are not going to be easy, but they're going to be like very important for you, for your becoming, for your identity, for who you are going to be by the end of this transit. One song that I used to listen to all the time with this transit was Savage Daughter. If you have not listened to it, I suggest you do, because I felt that song to the core. And the song goes like this: I am my mother, her savage daughter, the one who runs barefoot, cursing sharp stones. I am my mother, her savage daughter. I will not cut my hair. I will not lower my voice. So that's the lyrics. You feel me? That's so Uranian. But whenever I listen to this song around, my partner or things like that, they did not like it. But, I embraced my own authenticity in a very strong and profound way. And I'm mentioning partners and people that didn't like it because this transit brought, or can bring, actually, let's talk about you. This transit can bring people that will want to put you down in your individuality. Like that's the friction that is created. So Uranus rebels. Uranus rebels towards that. You rebel towards that. That's how you embrace your authenticity. And sometimes rebelling can indicate moving away from these individuals that try to dim your light, basically. But yeah, with this transit, profound changes in your personality, profound changes in your physical appearance, profound changes in your career. I've changed jobs so many times. I've said it in other videos, but I've also had other transits happening. But for you, you can have drastic changes in your career, move from one thing to the other, because of your pay, because of wanting to embrace your authenticity and your identity in a more profound way. You may look for work and jobs that are more meaningful to you. Also, a lot of changes in your home environment, buying a house, selling a house, renting a place, moving to the other one, changes countries, changing places, changing cities, and also partnerships, changing a lot of, even significant others or simply individuals that you deal with on a one-on-one basis. You can just meet a lot of people, and Uranus rules your ninth house, so this can be people that are going to challenge your belief system and transform it also. And you're going to become so much knowledgeable, and I think you love that, Geminis, because you rule the third house. You like to learn, you like to know things. But Yeah, I feel like it's going to be a profound period for you. You're definitely not going to be the same person again. I promise you that. That I know for sure, 1,000%. But this is what I have for you. I hope you enjoyed this. Please let me know in the comments below. Let all of us know in the comments below, how was Uranus in your 12th house? I know that there are people that will want to know that so they can learn from you. Please share your knowledge, share your experience so that others can learn from you. And also let me know what your expectations are with Uranus in the first house. And as you know, if you want to show some support for my video, please also do so. You can share this video with people that you think are going to benefit from this, and you can, like, subscribe, do all that magical stuff. It helps the algorithm. But I wish you the best of luck, Geminis, and I will see you on the next video. Hello, dear Cancer suns, moons, and risings. Welcome to your Uranus in Gemini astrology predictions. Uranus is going to enter the sign of Gemini on July 7th of 2025 and is going to remain there until November 7th of 2025 also. Uranus then is going to go back in the sky into the sign of Taurus and then move forward again, and then in 2026 is going to re-enter the sign of Gemini, where it's going to stay for the next 6 to 7 years. For you, Cancers, Uranus is entering your 12th house. And for you, this transit can be more internal than external, meaning that you might have experiences that are happening in your heart, in your mind, in the world, in the way how you perceive the world, instead of, materialized, most likely, but not always necessarily. And I'll explain here why. But for you, this transit can bring a desire to break free from any mental boundaries that have been holding you down for the longest period of time. Uranus for you rules the eighth house. It rules one of the karmic houses, and also it is in a karmic house. So a lot of you are going to break away from anything that is not serving you anymore at the psychological level, but also at the spiritual level. And as you face fears and self-sabotaging patterns, and also mental things that you feel like have held you back, you're going to probably earn some sort of spiritual liberation, because Uranus, after all, is the planet of rebellion, where you rebel against these things, and also the planet of liberation. So here in the 12th house, you may really set yourself free at the spiritual level. Now, is this going to be easy? Of course not, because Uranus is also the planet of unpredictability. So sometimes it brings ups and downs. Sometimes things get easier, sometimes they get harder. And so, sometimes you're going to feel like these fears and self-sabotaging patterns are defeating you, and then other times you're gonna feel so empowered and have some sort of separation from them, and you gain this big realization and aha moment to where you become more intelligent when it comes to dealing with these fears and spiritual traumas, and also karmic spiritual traumas that have been given to you in this lifetime. So like I said, it's not a straight line. There are going to be ups and downs. It's going to be like a roller coaster, but eventually you'll become more intelligent in dealing with these things, because Uranus is the planet of is one of the planets besides Mercury also, but it's one of the planets of intelligence. Uranus is considered to be the genius person, like the genius planet, and can give you that emotional intelligence, but also spiritual intelligence too. Here in the 12th house, Uranus can also bring healing from ancestral karma, generational karma. A lot of you are going to stop your generational karma during this transit, and I think this is so profound. If you believe in ancestral karma, which I personally do, these are patterns that have been repeated from generations ago that are also happening to you in this lifetime. You, Cancers, are going to stop that in the next 6 to 7 years. And I think that is so powerful, because whoever comes after you you know, if you decide to have somebody come after you, you know, have children and grandchildren and things like that, they're going to look back and realize that you are the one who broke this for them. And I think that's just so beautiful and powerful to have this sort of spiritual gift for the people that are going to come after you. You know, to have some sort of karmic ties removed completely from your, you know, your bloodline. I think that's very profound. Now, for others of you Cancers, the transit can also bring sudden opportunities to relocate abroad. A lot of you are going to relocate to foreign lands, maybe buy a house over there, maybe get married over there, maybe invest over there, spend some shared resources and finances to go to these foreign lands. And you may be doing so in like sudden ways, you know, you may have sudden opportunities to do so. And at the same time, you're going to feel very excited to do this, you know, because Uranus is also the planet of excitement and the 12th house is the house of foreign lands. Others of you Cancers, you're going to get closer to God, to the universe, to the divine power that is, you know, bigger than all of us. Some of you are going to like take spiritual trips, maybe go to temples, maybe go to some sort of pilgrimage, you know, go to these sacred places and connect with people that are spiritual. And as you do so, you're going to have a lot of aha moments. You're going to have so many revelations that are given directly to you from God and the universe. It's like a relationship that is only between you and the higher powers of the universe. And of course, that is so profound, that is so important. You're one of the water signs, so I feel like this is going to be quite important for you, fundamental for you. And as Uranus goes forward, moves into your first house, you know, you're going to have other things happen into your life, into your lives, but Uranus can definitely bring a lot of awareness in spirituality while it travels the 12th house. The shadow part about, or the shadow side of the 12th house talks about mental institutions, jail, prison, whatever institutions that basically separate you from the people and from the society and the people that know you. You know, it puts you in some kind of isolation. So for some of some of the Cancers, you know, some of you, you know, there could be some situation that puts you in that sort of institution. God forbid, knock on wood. Like, of course, I don't want, you know, I don't even want to mention this, but you know, I want to be truthful that this can also be some sort of manifestation for, you know, some Cancers. Not all of them, of course, because this is just a general reading. And you know, it does not, it depends on your personal chart and your personal decisions and circumstances. But now moving forward, Uranus, like I said, also rules the 8th house of your shared resources and finances. Some of you Cancers are going to use shared resources and finances to get closer to God. Maybe you buy books, documentaries. You spend, you know, your nights awake researching and diving deep into the hidden truths, into getting to know God, the universe, you know, all of these metaphysical things in a very profound way, and you may be doing so by losing sleep. Uranus in the 12th house can give you that because Uranus is the, you know, the planet of intelligence and wants to learn so many things, and it also has the ability to absorb information very fast, very quickly. So Uranus in the 12th house can make you stay up at night, research things, learn things, but especially connected to the metaphysical world. For some of you Cancers, you're also going to become astrologers during this period because, you know, Uranus rules the 8th house for you of occult sciences, and in the 12th house can indicate diving deep in, you know, in isolation, you know, closing your bedroom door and learning about astrology and these wonderful things that, you know, you may discover that excite you, that change your perspective of life and make you very happy about this entire existence, about life, about the connection that we have as energies, as spirits, you know. Anything that is connected to spirituality, you're going to become like a genius in that field. You're going to become so much more intelligent and knowledgeable into these things. And you know, you're going to use that knowledge afterwards, maybe to share it with people in foreign lands, maybe to, you know, share it with your the people that are important in your life, especially as Uranus goes into your first house after 6 to 7 years. So, you know, a lot of cancers are going to become very like a hermit, like a, you know, very intelligent, but doing so after, you know, researching in privacy and diving deep into these things kind of in privacy. Um, Another thing that could happen for a lot of cancers is picking up on certain addictions and leaving certain addictions too. I do have a Cancer Sun friend, very good friend, who um is is thinking about smoking and you know smoking cigarettes, like picking that up as an addiction. And you know Uranus is still not in their 12th house, but I have a feel that they're going to start to do it when Uranus enters the 12th house. So, you know, for a lot of you cancers, you're going to pick up on certain addictions and then drop them, and then pick up on something new and then drop it, and then on something else and then drop it. You know, that's how Uranus is. You know, it brings those changes. And, you know, these addictions can be maybe with video gaming too, or anything that you use and that you do to kind of escape from reality and get on your little world and kind of move away from daily stress. You know, the opposite is the sixth house of daily responsibilities. So a lot of you are going to pick up on things that are different. You've never tried it before, or like you have never thought you could do before. Because Uranus is the planet of being different and trying new things that are untraditional or unconventional. Some of you cancers are also going to break away from any sort of like family spiritual traditions that you feel like are holding you back. You're going to have a lot of aha moments, a lot of revelations associated with that, to where you kind of, by the end of this transit, move away from you know certain religious beliefs or spiritual beliefs. A thing that I want to mention here is that Pluto is going to be in your eighth house during this transit. Pluto is going to be in a positive aspect to Uranus until 2030, and it's going to help you cancers take the necessary steps to transform yourself at the psychological level and to overcome any fears and self-sabotaging patterns. You know, Uranus and Pluto are helping each other here in the sky. As you go through all these aha moments in the 12th house matters and spirituality and, you know, your connection to God and things like that, you know, or relocating to somewhere foreign, traveling internationally, living somewhere else for this period of time, then Pluto is going to help you maybe with your finances, with your investments. You know, you can become financially more empowered during this time. You can increase shared resources because of a partner, because of a family member. Please make sure to listen to my video of Pluto in Aquarius to understand the Pluto transit even better. You know, as it transits your eighth house, I have dived very deeply into that transit. But Pluto is going to give you the resources that you have so that you can have these aha moments in the 12th house, and vice versa. Uranus is helping Pluto transform you at the psychological level, you know, increase your finances and make money through other people's resources, and also maybe invest in foreign lands, in foreign countries. A lot of you cancers are definitely going to do that, and you are one of the signs that cares a lot about family. You know, you rule the fourth house of real estate, so a lot of you are going to be like, maybe I'm gonna move abroad or go somewhere else to live for a little bit. Obviously not all of you, but some of you cancers are definitely going to choose to do so. Yeah, this is what I have for you for this transit. Like I said, you know, you may not feel it as much unless you move to somewhere else, like a foreign country, then you're definitely gonna feel that. um or you know, if you have things happening with your investments and the finances, and you know, things happening with your partners, things like that. But you know, it can be pretty internal too. I wish you the best of luck, cancers. Please share in the comments, how was Uranus in Taurus in your 11th house. There are so many people that would love to learn from you, because that's what's happening with them. With Uranus in Gemini, you know, some people have that happening in their 11th house. So please share your experience. Tell us how it was for you. What did you learn? What were the challenges? And also tell us your expectations of Uranus in the 12th house. and you know what you've learned, what you've heard. That could be things like that. I wish you the best of luck, Cancers. Please show some support, like, subscribe, share this video with people that you think are going to benefit from it. And I wish you the best of luck, and I'll see you on the next video. Hello, dear Leo suns, moons, and risings. Welcome to your Uranus in Gemini astrology predictions. Uranus is entering the sign of Gemini in 2025. We're going to have some massive changes happening here, but it's happening exactly on July 7th, and it's going to remain in the sign of Gemini until November 7th. And then Uranus is going to move back into the sign of Taurus. But then in 2026, Uranus is permanently, quote unquote, moving into Gemini for the next 6 to 7 years. So this transit is going to be long, and it's going to bring some profound, drastic changes, ups and downs in all of your 11th house matters. And I think I mostly like this transit for you, Leos, because the 11th house in ancient astrology is considered to be a positive house, like a house where we can get good karma from. And in modern astrology, it is the house of wish fulfillment. So a lot of you, Leos, are going to have the opportunity to fulfill some wishes and dreams that you've had for your lives in a very sudden way, like out of nowhere. Maybe you know you're not expecting to achieve it, or maybe you were not expecting somebody to gift you, you know, something cute that you've wanted for such a long time. But Uranus here will make it happen for you. You'll be able to have dreams completed and fulfilled one after the other. And of course, it's not going to happen like all the time. It's with ups and downs. You know, every time Uranus is activated, or when Uranus transits that Leo sector of your chart, or by like some sort of a sextile. You know, if you have, for example, if you're a Leo rising, then there's going to be a sextile to your placement. If you are a Leo sun, then Uranus is going to sextile your sun, and you know you're going to have some sort of visibility in your career sector, because sun is considered to go with the career. Or maybe a father figure in your life is going to have some sudden wish fulfillment, and you know, some sort of achievement, and so forth. So you know, a lot of things, beautiful things coming true, coming to reality for a lot of you, Leos. Now, at the same time, Uranus here is going to change your long-term dreams and goals for the future. Sometime you're going to feel like, oh, this is what I want for me. I'm going to write it down. I'm going to have my vision board ready. And then after, you know, a week or a month, you're like, oh, I also want to add this. After 5 months, you're like, maybe half of these ones. No, I'm going to change it up. So like Uranus is going to cause changes because of outside circumstances, or the way how you feel, or maybe because of a partner too, and I'll explain in a minute why. You're going to realign your long-term dreams and wishes for the future over and over. You know, Uranus is going to bring profound changes with that. For others of you, Leos, you may gain fame with this transit. And I think that is amazing news for Leos, because you love to be in the center stage, right? You love the attention, generally speaking. And so, you know, the 11th house is the house of the masses, and nowadays is a house that makes way more sense than it used to make before, because we have social media, we have YouTube, we have all these platforms that you can reach millions and millions of people from all around the world. And so with Uranus here, some of you Leos are going to gain fame internationally. And of course, not all of you, but some of you, you know, depending on your chart and your placements that you have there, you might become famous. You might become known into the world, or at least in social media. Maybe you know, you have a post or something that goes viral, and that's great news for you. At the same time, though, I want you to be careful, because Uranus also brings the opposite of it. So as you can achieve fame and, you know, all these wonderful things, at the same time, Uranus can cause the loss of it in a very sudden way. Uranus is unpredictable. It can go both ways. And so some of you may gain fame, and others of you, if you have the fame, be careful of losing it, unless there's something that you want, you're tired of the attention and all that, you know, no judgment here. But be careful. Keep in mind that Uranus can go both ways. And of course, it depends on other transits happening in the chart, in your personal chart also. The 11th house, where Uranus is transiting, when it goes to Gemini, is also the house of your friends and friendships. A lot of you Leos are going to have friends leaving your life in one way or another. Maybe they move somewhere else. There's some sort of separation. Uranus sometimes is considered as a planet of separation. So you're going to separate from a lot of friends. New ones are also going to enter your lives. And mostly it's going to be people that you feel like a soul tribe with. Uranus rules the 11th house. So it is not in its sign, but it's still in the 11th house. And so you can connect with people that have that Uranian energy to them, that 11th house energy to them. People that are original, that are authentic, that express themselves freely, that are bold and don't really care about what others think about them. You can very well connect with these individuals. At the same time, though, it could be that you express yourself in this way. You might not care what other people think of you and just express yourself freely. And it can be with your friends, it can be also with, social media and the things that I talked about earlier. But be careful, though, not to over exaggerate your personal ego, because Uranus is opposing the 5th house. And for you, Uranus rules your 7th house. So as you are, creating these friendships with these people and getting that attention that you want, be careful not to take it to your heart. In a way that exaggerates your ego and you start to get cocky, with that opposition to the 5th house that is ruled by you. And like I said, you're going to have the opportunity, though, to meet with people that you're going to connect at the soul level, because Uranus rules your 7th house on one-on-one relationships. You might be able to create these friendships that are going to be so exciting, so spontaneous, so fun. You might be able to enjoy life with these people also that you may connect. Others of you Leos, I feel like you might even meet a significant other through social media during this period, even like get married to them or get at least into a long-term relationship. And others of you may just meet your spouse online. I think I said that, but also through your groups of friends, the networks that you're in. So if you're on the lookout for somebody, keep that in mind. Your baby may be somewhere in the group of friends or, in the social media. And Uranus, being the ruler of your 7th house, can talk about also wish fulfillment, maybe for a partner of yours. Like if you've liked somebody for a long time, some of you Leos may get that person. Or if you have liked certain qualities about your personal partner, then this transit can bring that person to your life the way that you wanted them. So, like I said, there's some sort of wish fulfillment here, and Uranus is creating a positive aspect to your 1st house. Now, another important detail here is that Pluto is going to be transiting your 7th house in a positive aspect to Uranus. However, Pluto is going to be in opposition to you, to your 1st house. So many times you're going to have a partner or somebody helping you out to achieve these goals and dreams for the future. You may have a partner that is going to open doors and give you opportunities to meet people that are going to change your perspective entirely. Other times, there might be a partner that can help you gain some kind of financial rewards, and I will expand on that, in a little bit. But there is, opportunities to meet powerful people. At the same time, though, with Pluto opposite your 1st house, it's a little different for you because you can also have a lot of power struggles with these individuals. Now, Pluto is helping your career, your long-term dreams and goals for the future and groups of friends, but at the same time, Pluto is challenging you to transform yourself and learn about power struggles with powerful people, sometimes even dangerous people too. Sometimes people that mean a lot to you, that you love them, but they are not how you think they are. And so they challenge something in you so that you are transformed, or at least you can transform the way how you connect with other people and how you can, um, collaborate with them. You become more intelligent, smarter. You discover also these tactics of magnetism and power in general to be able to become smarter in one-on-one communications with others. Pluto is going to have this positive aspect to Uranus in your 11th house for, a few years until 2030. And so if you are in like the early degrees of Leo, then you might feel the opposition and the power struggles a bit more in these first few years. But Pluto is still in a positive aspect to Uranus in your 11th house, and you may experience both the good and the difficult side of things. Like, of course, it's not a straight line, never is. Like I said, Uranus can bring like a lot of good things, but at the same time, it can cause the removal of these good things in a very sudden way, um, in a way that's not expected. So keep that in mind. Now, I wanted to talk about financial rewards too. A lot of you Leos are going to have sudden financial rewards with Uranus in 11th house, but also financial losses too. So be careful, please, with your investments and things like that. But, generally speaking, I feel like it's more on the positive side because 11th house is like the financial rewards you receive from the hard work that you've done. And so, generally speaking, I think Uranus is going to bring sudden financial rewards here and there over the years. Sometimes it's going to be a bit more, sometimes a bit less. If you have clients, if you have your own business, then this can also indicate gaining a lot of clients, gaining a lot of exposure, having people come to you. And, like I said, it's like with ups and downs. It's not a straight line. Ups and downs. Sometimes it's going to be more, sometimes a little less, but, I think it's more on the positive side here for you. This is what I have for you, Leos, for this transit. I really hope it's wonderful for you. I feel like, these were mostly good news. But, with every transit, there is the positive side and the negative side of the transit. And there's like never, with the outer planets, it cannot be just happy and cute and all that all the time. No, because the sky continues to move very fast and this planet is still on the same sign, sometimes causing good things, sometimes more difficult things. But like I said, for you, I feel like it's more on the positive side. Okay, Leos, I think I'm done with your description. Please let me know in the comments, how was Uranus in your 10th house? There are so many people that would love to learn that from you. They want to learn from your experience because maybe they're a little stressed of Uranus entering their 10th house now. So whatever you share with us, with the world, is very, very much appreciated. And then if you want to show some support for my work, please like, subscribe, share this video with people that you think are going to benefit from this the most. I wish you the best of luck, Leos, and I will see you on the next video. Hello, dear Virgo suns, moons, and risings. Welcome to your Uranus in Gemini astrology predictions. Uranus is entering the sign of Gemini on July 7th of 2025, and it's going to leave the sign on November 7th in 2025 also to move back into the sign of Taurus where it currently is. And then as we go forward in 2026, Uranus is going to re-enter the sign of Gemini and it's going to remain there for 6 to 7 years, and it's going to bring some important, profound transformations in all areas of your lives, Virgos, because Uranus is transiting your 10th house, and this is an angular house in your chart. Uranus here can bring a lot of breakthroughs in your career sector. A lot of you Virgos are going to switch from one career to the other over and over in the span of the next 6 to 7 years. And starting from 2025, a lot of you are going to feel like you're not that authentic, or you don't feel authentic in the career sector that you're in right now. And Uranus is going to bring you that inner restlessness and the desire to change up all your circumstances, to change up your life. And you're going to especially feel like that when it comes to your career and what you do out out there in the world, what other people know you for too. And a lot of you are also going to have a change of status, meaning that you're going to maybe go from employed to unemployed and then unemployed again, employed again. You're going to have multiple changes in the status that you're known to the world for. It is not only about being employed or not, it is any status that you have. If you're married, some of you are going to maybe leave your partner, and so your status changes to divorced. And then if you get married again, you're married again. So, there is a lot of changes that are going to be happening in your public sector, but also how you're known to the world in your public status, basically. Uranus here is creating some intense aspects to your fourth house, to your seventh house, and first house. So that's why a lot of you Virgos are going to have changes in all areas of your lives. But first, let me finish, explaining the impact that Uranus can have in your 10th house. A lot of you are going to have maybe authority figures show up in your career, old ones leaving. You may experience a lot of changes in your career sector, like with authority figures, I mean. The new people come in, old people go back, and maybe because you yourself change your industry, you're going to encounter new authority figures that are different from what you're used to. And that's a word that describes Uranus a lot, is being different. A lot of your Virgos are going to embrace a very unconventional way of expressing yourself out there in the world. A lot of you are going to choose to be very authentic in, the way how you go out with, your friends, people that know you, the way how you show up on your social media, the way how you interact with other people. Because this is the most visible house of your chart, and Uranus is asking for authenticity, and it's going to have you experience a lot of things, encounter a lot of people that are going to mold you into this person that loves authenticity, being original, being somebody that people can trust because you are so original. Of course, this is not going to happen overnight. It's going to last for a few years. This is a long transit. But every time, there's a planet, a faster moving planet in the sky, such as Venus and Mercury and Mars, they're going to make, these conjunctions to Uranus in your 10th house. And of course, as planets keep moving, they make squares and all this, things in the sky that are going to initiate, are going to activate Uranus in your 10th house. And that's why you're going to receive and have so many experiences and people that are going to, enlighten that authentic self in you and the way how you express yourself out there in the world. Now, for others of you Virgos, this transit can indicate a change of home. You may relocate during this transit, and it could be because of work, because you want to be closer to your work. You may be relocating internationally to change cities, changing countries, or simply changing your, apartment or home, but still staying in the same area, in the same place, in the same city, I mean. There could also be a lot of self-expression with this transit. You may decide to express your feelings and emotions in a very raw way and original way again, because Uranus is opposing the fourth house of your emotions. And as you go through these experiences, you are going to have a deeper understanding of your emotional world at the intellectual level. Uranus is a planet that is very intellectual, very smart, very intelligent. It rules the sign of Aquarius. And as it opposes the house of emotions for you, you're going to have some sort of separation from you and the emotions of other people, or you and the emotions that you feel within you. You will start to understand them at the mental level and try to separate yourself from emotions that don't serve you anymore, that are not healthy for you. Uranus here can bring that emotional intelligence that some, may need. Uranus transited my first house as a Taurus rising, and I definitely needed that. So Uranus helped me by a square to my fourth house. But for you, this is an opposition. And you're still going to feel that emotional world changing up for you, or at least the understanding that you have for it. Uranus also squares your seventh house. Some of you Virgos, like I mentioned earlier, may decide to marry someone. You may decide to separate from someone. You may decide to divorce. You may decide to move away from a long-term relationship or partnership. Obviously, not all of you. Some of you will decide to do so. But if you are in a partnership that is healthy, that lets you express yourself freely, that you have a partner that supports you in your career and your public status and how you're known to the world, then this transit can simply indicate their support for you. They're going to be there for you. Whenever you have these ups and downs in your career sector and also in your home environment, they're going to be there for you. And Uranus can also bring more excitement also. So, changes in your partnerships, or at least changes in the chemistry that you currently have in your partnership. It does not necessarily mean that everybody's going to get divorced. Like, no, absolutely not. This is a general reading, but Uranus can bring separations. They can bring marriages also. You can get married. You can get in a relationship very fast, very quickly. And you can also improve the current situation if you are in a long-term partnership that you feel comfortable in and happy in. Now, lastly, Uranus also squares your first house. As you have all these changes in your career sector and how you're known to the world, but also in your home environment and also in your partnerships, of course, these things are going to bring out a new version in you. And a lot of Virgos are going to choose to be very original. You're not going to take crap from anyone. It's going to be more predominant as Uranus travels through your first house. It's not going to happen overnight. Absolutely not. But with time, you're going to show the world an original version of yourself, and you're going to feel more comfortable and confident in expressing your individuality, expressing the way how you really are, expressing your personality in a way that, you are. Also liked by the right people, because that's what Uranus is. It attracts the right tribe. It rules normally the 11th house, the sign of Aquarius, which is the masses, and so you may be surrounded by people that let you express your individuality in a comfortable way. A lot of you Virgos are also going to cause some sort of revolution in your career sector. Maybe you've always worked at a corporate job, now you want to have your own business. So you want to rebel, quote unquote, against any restricting industries for you. Some of you are also going to earn some kind of independence that is seen by other people. This can be independence in any areas of your lives, Virgos. If you were financially dependent on someone, let's say before, you're going to earn some sort of independence for yourself that is visible by other people. You may also think outside the box when it comes to your career and how you want to be known into the world, your legacy, what you want to leave behind you. You may decide to be more authentic when it comes to that, to express yourself freely and in a more comfortable and authentic way to the world. Um, some of you may even get these like genius ideas when it comes to your public status, when it comes to how you show into the world, how other people see you, how you get the center of the attention. You're going to implement some, smart and intelligent ways to get the attention that you want, of course, if that is what you like. Others of you are also going to break free from any sort of tradition, if related to your career sector, related to your public status. For example, if you come from a family where nobody ever leaves their significant other, you may decide to rebel against that and, create a new path for yourselves. For others of you, if you felt like there's a tradition when it comes to your career, in the way how you make money, then you may decide to break free from that and take a new route. Like, if you've had family members that always worked a 9 to 5, then you may say, well, I'm going to have my own business. So you rebel. quote unquote, and create a new path for yourself. Like, obviously this is going to also bring changes in your home environment, partnerships, and your individuality too. This is what I kind of have for you, Virgos. I was gonna say something else, but I forgot what it was. um Maybe I'll say it in another video. Oh yes, I remembered. So Uranus rules your sixth house. And I want to analyze that a little bit. So I talked about career changes. Of course, the sixth house is the daily job that pays our bills. I talked about that. You might have some changes associated with it. But the sixth house that Uranus rules for you is also the house of your physical health, your physical body, your personal hygiene. And so, take care of your physical body. As you are pursuing all these career things, make sure you take care of your health. You take care of your immune system and have the healthy foods that you deserve to have, that you need to have. You have the workout routines implemented, for you, because those are going to either help you build the career that you want and like be strong, in your physical body, or you might have to deal with, health issues that could be visible to other people also during this transit. So please be careful, with your physical health. And if you decide to serve others, then you may decide also to do it in a way that is seen by other people also with this transit. Um, if you're doing some sort of voluntary work, maybe people will have you give some sort of advice or give you a microphone, at the church that you go to or some sort of community that you serve to. Then you might get the spotlight also with this transit. And like I said, it's not going to happen overnight, but it can be here and there, here and there. You gain some kind of fame, quote unquote, or some kind of popularity because of some sort of service that you do. Lastly, Virgos, you might get famous with this transit. Okay, I left the best for last. You might get famous, like the son of fame. You might be out there, visible to the masses, visible to the people. And you may, do so by transforming yourself in one way or another, because Pluto is going to be in a positive aspect to Uranus until 2030. So it's going to be a long transit, a positive one in the sky for you. And I feel like a lot of you are going to raise into power, and it's going to be sometimes very sudden because that's how Uranus is. You might be able to collaborate with powerful people with Pluto in the sixth house of your daily work, the daily job that you have. Also, you may be able to maybe interact with these individuals that one way or another help you transform yourself in a way that you can gain fame, gain popularity, become famous, become visible to the other people, like to the world. But okay, this is what I have for you, Virgos. I think you've been the longest sign so far. But please let me know in the comments. I asked this from all the signs. Please let me know in the comments how Uranus was in your ninth house. There are people that want to know that and want to learn that from you because of, they're going to have this transit now. Share your experience, please, and also share your expectations for Uranus in the sign of Gemini in your 10th house. What do you expect to happen? What do you expect to have? But this is what I have for you. I wish you the best of luck, Virgos. Please, if you want to show some support, like, subscribe, share this video with people that you think are going to benefit from this the most. I wish you the best of luck, and I'll see you on the next video. Hello, dear Libra suns, moons, and risings. Welcome to your Uranus in Gemini astrology predictions. Uranus is entering the sign of Gemini on July 7th of 2025 and is going to remain here until November 7th of the same year. Then Uranus is going to move back into the sign of Taurus and then go back into Gemini in 2026 and remain here for the next 6 to 7 years. So this is going to be a long transit. This video is made for 2025, but I think you can gain a lot of knowledge that you can use until, 6-7 years later on. For you, Libras, though, Uranus is transiting your ninth house, and it's going to bring you a lot of opportunities to travel abroad. Oh my gosh, I am so excited for you. With Uranus here, you're going to have spontaneous opportunities to do so, Well, one day you're going to find yourself in one airplane, the next day in another one, in another flight, exploring a new place, going to faraway places, meeting people from different perspectives, different backgrounds, different cultures, and really shaking up and changing your belief systems in a very profound way, in a very authentic way that can make you feel very excited about life, very passionate about life too. For others of you, this transit can indicate opportunities to meet people that can turn into mentors for you, people that can advise you. Sometimes these people don't stay for too long in your lives, maybe for, a short period of time, because this is Uranus after all. Sometimes things don't last with Uranus, but they're going to change your point of view in very profound ways. And they're going to change your perspective in a way that you never thought before. They're going to open doors and opportunities for you to learn new things, become more intelligent also. For others of you, this transit can indicate being accepted to a higher educational institution, going somewhere else to get your degree, traveling somewhere else to get your degree, relocating to a new place for that too. Obviously the case for a few of you Libras, but definitely the scenario. For others of you, this transit can indicate being very intelligent in learning some foreign language. Uranus in Gemini does so much better than Uranus in Taurus because it moves faster, like the energy moves faster, is quicker. And so if you've wanted to learn a foreign language, then you can definitely do so with Uranus here. You can have that quick thinking and ability to communicate fast, learn new things, and that way you can communicate in very, intelligent way, but also learn very fast and do that very fast. What I love about this transit for you specifically is that Uranus rules your fifth house, which is also a positive house. And it's in the ninth house. So, like, I think a lot of you are going to get some good karma coming back to you. A lot of you Libras. I know life has not been easy with the transits that you've had, but I think you're going to be blessed in very profound ways. Another reason for that is because Pluto is going to be transiting your fifth house in a positive aspect to Uranus. So you may have very strong abilities to use maybe your creative skills and talents and hobbies that you have and teach it to other people with this transit. You can become a teacher. You can become somebody that people go to for advice. And Pluto is going to bring the transformation that you need in your personal hobbies in your fifth house and creative abilities to be able to give it out to the world and to give it to other people. For others of you, this transit can also indicate opportunities to travel because of your children. Maybe they are going to school to a new place, or you live far away from them and now you're traveling more, going to see them more also. Others of you are also going to gain citizenship and residency, that's the word, residency in some foreign land also during this transit, like during the span of 6 to 7 years, because you want to, you've decided to relocate somewhere else, or it's just beneficial for you. In ancient astrology, the ninth house is the house of good karma. So a lot of you Libras are going to be rewarded from the divine energies, from God, from the universe, for the good work that you've put out there, maybe in a past life, maybe in this life, but years ago. And somehow it comes back to you in one way or another, but it's not gonna happen like only once. With Uranus, it's like up and down. It goes, sometimes you receive a bit more, sometimes a bit less. Sometimes it shows up for you, and then, there is a period of silence, and then you receive something good as well. I like this transit for you Libras, and all of this is also happening in a positive aspect to you, to your first house. So we have a beautiful trine to Pluto, we have a trine to your first house, and we also have Saturn and Neptune transiting your seventh house soon. So that could be maybe a bit challenging, in the span of a few years. But at the same time, Neptune and Saturn are also creating sextiles with Uranus in your ninth house and also Pluto in your fifth house. So there's still help there. There's divine intervention for you to receive the blessings that you need. This transit can also indicate learning, having the strong desire to learn and learn and learn, sit down, spend hours researching, reading, listening to videos, absorbing information from left and right so that you can increase your personal knowledge and become more powerful in the knowledge that you have. A lot of people are going to come to you for advice, Libras, with this transit. I guarantee you that. For others of you, this transit can also indicate incorporating exciting things and entertaining things in your daily lives, but doing so by kind of, you know, by kind of making any learning process more fun for you. Like, for example, if before you used to learn things by reading books, then now you're going to use some type of game to memorize them better. You're going to do some role play to remember things better. You're going to use more fun and entertaining approaches so that you can absorb information easier and remember it easier too. And that is because Uranus rules your fifth house, like I said earlier, the house of fun and entertainment. A lot of you Libras are also going to meet romantic partners abroad or through your travels, or they can be romantic partners that have a different culture from yours, have a different point of view in life from yours. They're a bit different too. And you can go on these dates with them, and they can open up a lot of perspectives for you Libras. They can change the way how you see the world. They can take you out of your routines and kind of expand your horizons, teach you certain things, make you feel more excited, make you feel more empowered also with this transit. The romantic life can be more fun, can be more foreign, in a sense that you are dating different people, completely different from what you've done before and different from you as well. Yeah, I think, this is what I have for you, Libras. I feel like this transit for you can definitely be more positive than the other signs. But I wish you the best of luck in this transit. Please let me know and let everyone know in the comments, how was Uranus in your 8th house? I know that there are so many people that would love to learn that from you, to learn from your experience. You're going to help other people if if you're able to share what you had going through with Uranus in the 8th house. And also share with us, what are your expectations with Uranus in the 9th house. If you want to show some support for my work, please do so. You can share, like, subscribe. I appreciate anything that you do for me. I wish you the best of luck, Libras, and I'll see you on the next video. Hello dear Scorpio suns, moons, and risings. Welcome to your Uranus in Gemini astrology predictions. Uranus is entering the sign of Gemini next year on July 7th, 2025, and it's going to stay there until November 7th. And then it's going to go back to the sign of Taurus. And then in 2026, Uranus is going to be in the sign of Gemini for the next 6 to 7 years. And it's going to bring some profound changes, sudden changes, a lot of breakthrough, a lot of different opportunities and also experiences in your 8th house, Scorpios. So for you, this transit can indicate opportunities to make a lot of money through other people's money. A lot of you are going to be investing a lot, maybe in crypto, with Uranus being the ruler of crypto, maybe also in the stock market, or in any kind of investment that has a certain percentage on it, like any kind of money that is made through other people's money. Alimony to child support as well. You're going to be able to maybe receive that money, or to experiences. Also, sometimes you have to pay it too, if it's alimony and child support with this transit. But generally speaking, you might be able to increase your resources through investments, through other people's money. For others of you, this transit can indicate losses also, because Uranus is like a roller coaster. It's not a straight line. It brings ups and downs. It's a planet of changes. Sometimes you have a bit more, sometimes a little bit less. So be careful with these investments if you decide to do so in the next 6 to 7 years, starting in 2025. Be careful with them and make sure that you double check and triple check things. Uranus can give you a lot of intelligence and intuition when it comes to your investments. So make sure that you have enough saved up, or that you have not put all your eggs in one basket with this transit. So be careful. At the same time, though, this transit can indicate maybe an increase in shared resources that you have with a partner or with a family member, or it can indicate the loss of them during the span of 6 to 7 years, starting in 2025 again. This transit can also indicate taking an intelligent approach, emotionally intelligent approach when it comes to your personal fears and self-sabotaging patterns. If you've had any kind of fears in the past that or traumas, we all do, that you feel like they've held you back, they have not let you grow, then Uranus is going to create some kind of separation from them with time. Uranus is the planet of separation. Uranus is the planet of rebellion. So if these things have been in your brain, in your mind, and we all know that Scorpios do have these things, you rule the 8th house after all, then Uranus is going to help you be very emotionally intelligent when it comes to them. Uranus here is transiting an air sign. You're going to be more in your head than in your feelings when it comes to fears, traumas, and self-sabotaging patterns. Of course, this is going to happen in cycles. Sometimes you're going to feel stronger, sometimes a bit weaker, but Uranus is going to give you some kind of emotional intelligence and separation from things that simply are working against you at the subconscious level, at the mind level. The 8th house also rules psychology. So you're going to be more intelligent in your mind and process your feelings in a smarter way. Uranus also rules your 4th house. So that's another reason why I'm talking about emotions and processing them with more intelligence. Maybe you're going to face some certain fears too in one way or another, but you're going to become very brave when it comes to them. Uranus wants you to also face fears but separate yourself from them. It's like you don't know how strong you are until you experience something. And so when you experience a certain fear, that's when you realize it's actually not a fear. You go on the other side of it and you become stronger. And generally speaking, you Scorpios are so good at shedding old versions of you, and removing fears and facing them and becoming so much stronger and transforming into somebody very powerful. So you're going to be able to do so during this time. Another reason why this is so profound for you is because Pluto is also transiting your 4th house. And Pluto is your chart ruler. Pluto is going through your house of emotions and is going to be in a positive aspect to Uranus until 2030. Pluto is going to collaborate with Uranus, the ruler of your 4th house. Can you imagine how much stronger a lot of your Scorpios are going to become at the emotional level? I mean, this is going to be so profound for you. Pluto is your chart ruler. And Pluto is helping you. You are helping yourself. You are understanding that you have to go through certain situations to become more empowered personally. This transit can also indicate having to do surgery sometimes with Uranus here because of health related issues. There is some sort of transformation that needs to happen in the physical body, and with Uranus going through an air sign, this can be done through a surgery, through technology, and you're going to come out of it as well. Now, how things are going to go, I don't know exactly, because this is just a general reading. It applies only to a few of you, but it can be a scenario for the next 6 to 7 years. The 8th house is also the house of your sexuality. And Uranus here is going to bring a lot of exploration, a lot of different approaches that you have in this department in your lives. Maybe if you have not been very active with your partner, then you're going to be more spontaneous now. Uranus is the planet of spontaneity. You may want to explore new things together, light up the candles, do things that you have not done before. Be more active in the bedroom. This transit can definitely bring that. Now, if you don't have a partner, then you might decide to become more sexually active with someone else that is not your partner, and then you decide to be with someone else after a few months, not the same person. So Uranus can bring changes here in your sexual partners also. Obviously, it's the case for a few of you. No judgment, no judgment. You do you. But that can be a scenario for some Scorpios. Like I said earlier, Uranus rules your fourth house. The fourth house is the house of your home environment. Some of you may be having some changes in your home environment also, or you may transform your home environment in a place that makes you feel psychologically calmer, or at least more excited about life. This can also indicate moving away from people that were toxic in your lives, people that you lived with that did not let you express yourself freely, or that did not let you express your sexuality freely also. If you had a partner that you lived with and you did not feel comfortable in that department, then Uranus is going to bring some sort of separation. And again, that can come with some insecurities also and fears, but you're going to have the power to detach yourself from the other individual, detach yourself from certain emotions and fears, because that's what Uranus wants you to do. It wants you to be emotionally more intelligent with this transit. So yeah, I think wonderful time to make money, to increase shared resources, shared finances. Again, they can go with ups and downs. Please remember that there's ups and downs with Uranus. Make sure to have enough saved up for you and for the other person if you share resources with someone else. And also remember to be there for other people also, because the 8th house is the house of crisis sometimes. So Uranus can bring crisis in the lives of the people that are with you, that live with you. It can also bring to you, I don't want to sugarcoat it, so be careful. But there's also a lot of transformation that is happening. And like I said earlier, there is a beautiful trine to Pluto. I feel like you're still being blessed and protected from God, from the universe. And the other thing about the trine is that we have Neptune and Saturn in the middle of the trine, creating sextiles to these planets too. So until 2030, I think you're more on the safe side. And then by the end of that, Uranus is going to be in the last degrees of Gemini, and then I think Pluto is going to be in the middle of Aquarius. So maybe they're still on a positive aspect by sign, but not by degrees. They're a bit far away. So things can be a bit different until then. But until 2030, I think you are more on the safe side, or at least you're going to feel good about whatever is happening to you and for you. This is what I have for you, Scorpios, for Uranus in Gemini. Please let me know in the comments, how was Uranus in your 7th house? How was that experience for you? How did your life change? How did things unfold for you? Because I know that there are so many people that would love to learn from you and to understand what could be happening, because maybe that's what's going to be the transit for them. So please let us know in the comments, how was Uranus in your 7th house, and also what are your expectations of Uranus in the 8th house. And other than that, I wish you the best of luck. If you like my work, please show some support, like, subscribe, share this video with people that you think are going to benefit from it. I wish you the best of luck, Scorpios, and I'll see you on the next video. Hello dear Sagittarius suns, moons and risings. Welcome to your Uranus in Gemini astrology predictions. Uranus enters the sign of Gemini on July 7th, and it's going to remain there until November 7th of next year, 2025. And then it's going to go back into the sign of Taurus, and then in 2026 it's going to re-enter Gemini again and remain there for the next 6 to 7 years. But for you, Sagittarius, this transit is happening in your 7th house. This can talk about important shifts that are going to be happening in all areas of your lives, in your partnerships, especially in your long-term relationships, in your marriage partnership, business partnership, contracts that you have in place, but also in your career, in your public reputation, your public status, what you're known into the world, also your home environment, the place you live in, and also you'll experience changes and also a lot of authenticity in your personality and individuality and who you are as a person, how you identify, and how you present yourself to the world. So for you, this transit can indicate a lot of excitement that could be happening in your current partnership. If you are in a long-term relationship with someone, in a marriage, for example, or simply in a long-term relationship, then Uranus can make this way more exciting. Maybe you two go out there and do things together and have fun and explore places and do things that basically relight the feelings again and make the relationship more blissful, more enjoyable, more fun, more spontaneous. This transit can indicate some good things coming your way when it comes to some sort of partnership. But on the other hand, if you've been in a marriage or long-term relationship that it is not it has not been good for you, it has not been benefiting you, you feel like you have not been able to express yourself in a very authentic way, or simply to express yourself who you are, if you've had to hide a certain side of you, if you've been in some type of relationship like that, then Uranus can indicate separation, a divorce too. Uranus can indicate you separating ways with somebody like that because you don't feel authentic, or the other way around, they don't feel like that around you. This separation can sometimes be initiated by someone else in the seventh house. Maybe that, the other person wants to go a separate way. At the same time, though, for some of you, Sagittarius placements, for some of you, this transit can simply indicate a sudden marriage too, and then a sudden separation too. And both of them can happen within 6 to 7 years. Obviously, there's a case for just a few of you, but can definitely be the scenario. I've seen this happening, especially when Uranus transits the first house, but it can also happen in the seventh house too. For others of you, this transit can indicate being very open-minded when it comes to partnering with other people, partnering with someone else. Some of you will not want to commit to someone. Some of you are going to feel more open-minded with exploring dating several people. It can be at the same time, it can be an open relationship. This transit simply indicates taking untraditional way or untraditional approach to the way how you have your partnerships with other people. And this is where all the untraditional ways come up, like being in an open relationship, dating several people, maybe spending one night with someone, the other one with someone else. No judgment here. Uranus is going to switch up things for you a lot with the transit to the seventh house. Obviously, this is the case for just a few of you. Like, for example, if you have a lot of Saturn influence or Capricorn placements, also, maybe you're not for that at all. But for some of you, you're going to be open to this kind of experience for the next 6 to 7 years, and in 2025 too. For some of you, there can be a lot of communication that is enhanced in your partnerships with one-on-one with other people, especially if you have a personal business, or if you are in the industry of dealing with clients, on one-on-one relationships with them. Then there's going to be a lot of communication that could be happening with them. There's going to be a lot of relationship building with them. You might be able to attract a lot of clients as well. Uranus can bring ups and downs here, to where sometimes you have a lot of people, they can be your customers or clients, and then some other times a few less than them. So Uranus is not like a constant line. It brings ups and downs. Sometimes it brings more, sometimes it brings less, but definitely brings a lot of growth and authenticity. And so as you're building these relationships with maybe clients or even with people in general on one-on-one communications, you're going to choose authenticity. You're going to choose originality. For a lot of you, even if you've been like shy or you've not shown all sides of yourself, you're going to try to interact with people that let you express yourself freely, because that's what Uranus is. Uranus is authenticity. It does not let, it cannot be any other way. And of course, this is not going to happen overnight. It's going to happen, in the span of a long time, a few years. But eventually, you will choose to be authentic and original to your relationships with other people. This transit can also bring a lot of contracts for you. Contracts are any kind of legal agreement that you have in place to where you put your signature. These contracts can be related maybe to your rent, maybe to your mortgage, maybe to your house, maybe to some sort of bank account, maybe to some sort of citizenship, visas that you do. It can be related to anything that it puts you in a binding contract. And you're going to have a lot of those for the span of 6 to 7 years. If you need to invest emotionally in some type of relationship, you're going to do so, but you're also going to be very logical with this transit, because Uranus is a very intelligent planet. So you're going to become emotionally more intelligent in your one-on-one relationships, but also you're going to be more diplomatic too with this transit in the seventh house. This is the house that is ruled by Libra normally. So, you may become more diplomatic. Even if you have, some sort of agreement that you need to put in place, you're going to be smart enough to put out what you need and then give the other person what they need too, because, this is diplomacy. And it's good to be fair too. So generally speaking, you're going to be able to put into place some agreements that are going to be more on the fair side with this transit. Now, like I said earlier, Uranus in the seventh house is also going to square your fourth and your 10th house. So expect some important changes in your home environment too. A lot of you maybe are going to move away from your current home. You're going to change places. It can happen multiple times. During this transit, you're going to change your apartment, maybe your house. You may change your city, the place that you live in, the country that you live in. Some of you are going to do a lot of short distance traveling too, and you may be doing so with a partner, or you're doing so to see a partner also, because Uranus rules your third house of short distance travel. Others of you are going to separate yourselves emotionally, maybe from family members that have not been good to you or that have not let you express yourself authentically. Others of you are also going to have changes in your career, at your job. Maybe you're going to change careers, and you can do so more than one time over the span of 6 to 7 years. And you can start in 2025. You might try something else that makes you feel more excited, more authentic. Or it could be that your partner gets a job or some type of work that you need to relocate together, and now you need to find some other job, some other work that is in this new place. So it can be something that is happening in the life of a partner that makes you change the place of living or change your career and your job. Others of you, this transit can indicate separation from an authority figure. Maybe they retire, maybe they leave, maybe they go to another company or to another industry, and now there's some sort of separation happening with them that also impacts and affects your career and your job. For others of you, this transit can indicate, the square to the 10th house can simply indicate separation from a current partner, or marrying again, separating with them again, and then therefore your status, which is the 10th house, your public status, is changed up several times. And sometimes people know you as with someone, sometimes they know you as with another person. Obviously, like, that's the case for a few of you. If you're not interested in that, like, don't freak out. It's, this transit can just indicate turning your current partnership, long-term partnership, or long-term relationship and marriage into something super exciting, to where you do things together, and you feel that blissfulness and those butterflies again, because you're being more spontaneous and you're doing a lot of things as a couple. It can also indicate having like these changes in your home environment, in your job, in your career, that simply bring you two together in a closer relationship, and just makes you love each other more and be there for each other. So it can take, depending on your personal chart and the personal situation, and also your personal choices, because we still have choices, it can turn out to be in different ways. Now, as all of these things happen, of course, your identity and personality is going to be influenced too. This transit is opposite the first house. So, in your individuality, like, if you have identified yourself with a certain marriage, a certain partner, you are going to kind of separate yourself from that idea with time. I'm not saying to separate yourself from the individual. I'm saying to separate yourself from identifying yourself from this individual. You're going to gain a more authentic way of expressing yourself. Something could be happening in the life of the partner that also changes the way how you identify with them. You realize maybe you need to be more independent. They need to be more independent. And therefore, the way how you identify in the world is different. Like, for example, if you have been with someone doing everything with them, let's say you have some Cancer placements, or Piscean placements, water placements in general, and you've been doing everything with your partner, there could be something happening in their life or in your life that has you do things by yourself now. Like, for example, if you always went to get the groceries together, now you go by yourself. But what happens is that your neighbors don't see you together as much. And so before, maybe they identified you as with always hanging out or shopping, grocery shopping with your partner. Now they identify you as doing it by yourself. This is like the most basic example there is. But if you've identified yourself also as, having a certain status because of your spouse, then with this transit, you're going to realize that you yourself also have certain values, and you kind of separate yourself from the idea of, being identified with that person or with that certain status with that person. So, this can turn out in different scenarios, but these are just like few simple examples with this transit. You're definitely one of the most impacted signs with this transit that is happening in the 7th house. But I wish you the best of luck. I really hope you grow in profound ways. And I promise actually that you will. I know that for sure. I am a Taurus rising myself, and I just had Uranus in my first house, and I'm definitely not the same person as I used to be 6 years ago. Definitely not. But one more thing that I want to say before I go is that your partner could also get interested in astrology. You'll catch them maybe following Mercury retrograde periods, new moons, full moons, things like that, because Uranus rules astrology. That could be a scenario for some of you. Now, I'm done, I think, now. But I wish you the best of luck with this transit. Please let me know in the comments, how was Uranus in your 6th house? People really would want to know that too. They're going to learn from whatever you let them know about your experience. So please, down below, comment, how was your experience? How was your life when you had Uranus in the 6th house? And also, what are your expectations with this new transit? And if you want to show some support for some work, please do so. You can share this video with people that you think are going to benefit from it. I appreciate anything that you do. I wish you the best of luck, Sagittarius, and I'll see you in the next video. Hello, dear Capricorn suns, moons, and risings. Welcome to Uranus in Gemini astrology predictions. Uranus is going to enter this sign on July 7th of next year, 2025, and is going to remain there until November 7th. And then it's going to backtrack or move back into the sign of Taurus, and then in 2026 it's going to move forward into the sign of Gemini again, and is going to stay there for 6 to 7 years. So it's going to be a fairly long transit for you Capricorns. Uranus here is entering your sixth house, and the sixth house is the house of your day-to-day job. So one of the things that I think is going to definitely happen for a lot of you is some important changes in at your work environment. If you are in the workplace, if you're working, if you have a job, you're going to have these constant changes, maybe colleagues coming in, old ones going away, new ones coming in, like these constant changes. And you also are going to have changes in the responsibilities that you have at your work. Of course, that are going to change over the span of, 6 to 7 years, but they're still going to be very profound for you at work. And you're going to meet new people, you're going to have old people go away. For others of you, this transit can indicate the implementation of some very advanced technology at your workplace. AI, like having this technical or technological equipment that is going to make your work more efficient, also maybe even improve communication at work, or to improve the way how everybody connects. And another thing that could happen for you Capricorns here is also changes made to your physical health. With Uranus here, you're going to have this interest on finding unconventional ways to heal your physical body. Uranus is like the untraditional way of approaching things, and in the sixth house can indicate maybe going for holistic approaches to take care of your physical health. Maybe, getting, I don't know, essential oils, herbs, anything that you think are unconventional to you, that you are not used to. And this is relatable to you as a person, because for some other people that could be something normal and traditional too. But for you, you're going to approach this unconventional ways of taking care of your personal hygiene, also of your physical body, of the foods that you nourish your body with, and also other external things that you may use to take care of you. This transit can also indicate changes in your daily routines. For a lot of Capricorns, you're going to have so many responsibilities changed up on you over and over, that are going to feel, a little hectic too. They're going to change your daily schedule in profound ways. I remember when I had Uranus in the 12th house, opposite the 6th, that I could not put myself on a schedule. I could not, because things would come up left and right, and I could not follow my own schedule. So that could be a scenario for you. Maybe you're going to get groceries over and over, or you think that you have this at 10 a.m. today, but something is going to come up that's going to change, and it's going to happen over and over. Like I said, there's going to be there's going to be times where things are more stable, and then other times where things are more changeable and a bit more chaotic, quote unquote. I say chaotic because I'm a Taurus rising, and I'm like, I want my routine. If there's no routine, it's chaos. Although I've loved the chaos with Uranus in my first house, but if you're not in the schedule, things are going to change up for you with this transit. This is also the house of service. So a lot of Capricorns, I feel like, are going to be more empathetic to other people. You're going to be more out there helping others, being there for them, serving them. And some of you may be prone to helping people who maybe have mental disabilities, or who are a bit more isolated or displaced from their home countries, because it's opposite the 12th house. So you're going to help out a lot of people, and I think that's just so wonderful. And you're going to do that from the bottom of your heart, because Uranus talks about authenticity. You're going to be so authentic in the way how you serve other people. They're going to feel the warmth of your heart as you do things for them. And I think that's just so beautiful. The world definitely needs that. So you Capricorns are going to be some of the angels lurking around for 6 to 7 years, helping other people out, being there for them, serving them also. If you are in the industry of accounting, of policemen, like, law enforcement, in any industry that serves other people, then you're going to have a lot of breakthrough in your career too. You may, gain spotlight in that, or you may just gain a lot out of it too, because Uranus rules your second house of your personal income too. So you may, gain a lot of money out of it, but at the same time you may lose too, because Uranus brings ups and downs. Uranus is not a straight line. It's like a roller coaster too, where things sometimes are better and sometimes they're a bit more difficult. Now, as I mentioned earlier, Uranus rules your second house, and this can indicate getting promotions. A lot of you Capricorns are going to get increased income. Others of you are going to change jobs too. You're going to change jobs because you're not maybe satisfied with the pay. That could be the main drive. That could be the main reason why you want to switch up. And some of you are going to change multiple jobs over the span of 6 to 7 years. That can be shown in 2025 too. So moving somewhere else because of financial reasons, or because you don't feel appreciated. And that's another thing. Uranus, the ruler of the second house of self-confidence and self-worth, in the sixth house can bring you the desire to feel valued and appreciated by others. And so if you're in a workplace that you don't feel like that, then you're going to want to change it. And then if you get in another one where you feel more worthy, maybe you'll stay over there and express yourself in a very playful way and authentic way, an original way that you make other people like you, and you make yourself valued where you start to work. Now, if you try and find another job that again does not make you feel like that, then you're going to change it again. So there can be ups and downs in that department, related to your jobs and how much money you're making. For others of you Capricorns, please watch out for your physical health with this transit. Sometimes Uranus here can bring health related issues, so be careful to take care, to sleep enough. Sometimes Uranus brings that desire to think and do so many things at the same time, be here, be there too. And in the sixth house, it's like you're going to be busy, so be careful. Take care of your immune system, take care of your physical body, make sure that you're nourished enough, make sure that you're sleeping enough. Opposite the 12th house can give you sleepless nights because your mind is on fire thinking about all these things that you have to do. So be careful, make sure you rest, make sure you take care of your physical body. That is very important with Uranus in the sixth house. Some of you may also want to implement astrology on your daily basis too, like on your schedules. You may be more attentive to new moons, full moons, manifestations, Uranus entering your sixth house, all these transits in the sky. You may be more prone to implementing astrological things into your schedule because Uranus rules astrology. Others of you Capricorns are going to interact with people that are very different from you on a daily basis. There could be certain circumstances around your neighborhood where you live, or this can even be online, because we get in line every day actually nowadays. So you may meet and interact with people that are very different from you, that are from a different background from yours, that teach you unconventional ways of doing things. For example, one thing I can think about is meeting someone of a different culture that is different obviously from you, but they also teach you a certain holistic way that they have in their culture that changes your perspective, and now you want to implement it in your health as well. That can be like a scenario, an example of what could happen with Uranus in the sixth house. This is what I have for you Capricorns for this transit. I wish you the best of luck. Please do let us know in the comments, how was Uranus in your fifth house? I know that so many people want to learn from you and want to hear that story of yours because they're going to have this transit happening to them So please share down in the comments what your experience was, and also tell us what your expectations are with Uranus in the sixth house. What have you learned? What have you seen? What do you want other people to also know, to kind of be aware too? And if you want to show some support for my work, please like, subscribe, and share this video with people that you think are going to benefit from this. I wish you the best of luck, Capricorns, and I'll see you on the next video. Hello, dear Aquarius suns, moons, and risings. Welcome to your Uranus in Gemini astrology predictions. Uranus enters the sign of Gemini on July 7th, and it's going to stay here until November 7th of next year, 2025. Then in 2026, Uranus is going to re-enter Gemini after a short transit in the sign of Taurus, and then it's going to remain there for 6 to 7 years, so for a very long time. But for you, Aquarius, this transit can indicate some great opportunities to have a lot of fun, I have to say, because this is your fifth house for you. That's where you have Gemini. So you'll have some opportunities to go out there and have fun in some unusual way that you have not tried before. And you may also run into people and individuals that are of that nature, that basically open new perspectives for you in the way how you entertain. Maybe you'll want to go in some dates with them, or you want to go and have fun, like, you know, even travel somewhere, or drink a lot together, go to the club, go to some yoga practice, you know, like do this unusual ways, which for some people are not unusual at all, but you know, this is you. So something that you have not done before personally, you might be more prone to doing when it comes to having fun and entertaining yourselves. For others of you Aquarians, this transit can bring unusual romantic interests. If you are on the market, if you are into that, you may run into people that are of, you know, that they're a little bit different from you, that can again open new horizons for you, teach you new things, show you different perspectives of life, and show you a different style. You know, these are different. Uranus is the planet of being unique and being different. So you may attract individuals that very much have Uranian qualities to them. For others of you, you may just go from one day to the other, liking one person and then liking someone else. You know, you may have opportunities to just meet a lot of people and go on this many dates with them too. Now, of course, that is only if you are in the market. If you're interested in that, that could definitely be the case. But if you're not into that, if you are in a committed relationship or marriage, then Uranus here can indicate exploring new ways of having fun together, rekindling and relighting the playfulness between you two, so that you can go and have more fun, be more spontaneous, go and try things that you have not tried before together. You know, this transit can lighten up the romance between you and your committed partner. For others of you, the transit can bring a child also out of I don't want to say out of nowhere, but like it's a child that is not planned. And also planned ones too can come with this transit. But you know, Uranus is the planet that brings sudden changes, shocking changes. So a lot of Aquarians are going to have children that maybe they didn't plan, but they of course is going to change your life in a very profound way. Others of you Aquarians are going to express your creativity in a very, very, very authentic way. And I think this is very powerful, because Aquarians do really value authenticity and originality and being different from the crowd. And as you go through this transit, you'll be able to express yourself like that. You're going to feel more prone to trying out new things and being very bold in expressing your creativities and hobbies and, you know, personal interests that you have. And Uranus is going to rebel towards any kind of society expectations when it comes to this. Uranus is actually in its opposite house for you with this transit. You know, it rules the 11th house, but right now it's in the fifth. So it's opposing those masses, those society expectations. It's opposing what people expect of you, what your friends expect of you too. If you've been someone that cares about what your friends think, you're not gonna care anymore with this transit. You're going to embrace your original self, and I feel like that comes very easily to you as Aquarius people, but that's going to be even more enforced with Uranus here. Now, one thing that I want you to be careful is not care so much that you may hurt other people's feelings, not to to be so, I don't want to say cocky, but the fifth house is normally ruled by Leo, and the shadow side of Leo is being cocky and like having a strong ego and feeling like, oh, I'm the best, I know better. So keep that in mind as you are exploring life and the way how you have fun and your social circles too, and your romantic life and your creative expression. Be careful not to overboost your ego in a way that can drive your friends away, or people that have supported you in the past, or even masses, people that you have on social media. Just be careful with that, because every transit has its own positive and negative experiences. It's not always with rainbows and unicorns. There's also difficult moments and moments of lessons. And another thing is that Uranus also brings these sudden changes, ups and downs, and so sometimes can bring these beautiful moments in your lives, and then other times it's like, oh no, like I didn't want that to go that way. So it has ups and downs, and they're going to unfold for a long period of time, and none of this is going to happen over time. I mean, overnight, but they're going to unfold over the years. So just be careful of the shadow side of this period. Another thing I would say to be aware of, maybe gossiping, especially gossiping around your children, gossiping about your friends. Just be careful. Uranus here is in Gemini, and the shadow side of Geminis is gossiping. So be careful with that. Don't overdo it. Try to stay away from it. For others of you, this transit can bring some lucrative financial rewards by taking risky investments. That's what's ruled by the fifth house. So for a lot of you, you may have sudden wins, but also sudden losses. So be careful again. As you take these risky investments, whatever you think is risky. For some people, that is gambling. For some others, it's the stock market, anything that you have to take some kind of leap of faith with it, that is risky to you personally. Because, for example, for somebody that is maybe an investment advisor, the stock market is not as risky because they know what they're doing and, all of that. But for someone else that does not have that background, maybe that's considered a risky investment. So any kind of a risky investments that you have, that you undertake, be careful. You might have very high wins, but sometimes you can have sudden losses too with Uranus here. For others of you, you are going to have more fun with your children if you have children. I have a Capricorn sun friend of mine who just had this transit with Uranus in the fifth house. And I remember her just having so much fun with her kids like nobody else I knew. And you're gonna be, if you have children, you're gonna be more out with them, go have fun, have these original ideas to enter, to make beautiful core memories with them that are going to last with you for a long time. You're gonna be more spontaneous and will want to spend more time with them, have fun with them, go to, I don't know, theme parks, travel, do all these wonderful things. And you are going to be the initiators of a lot of these things, Aquarians, because Uranus rules you. And you'll want to do all these experiences with your children, if you have children, of course. If you don't, don't think about this. Another thing that could happen around this time is gaining a lot of spotlight. Like I said earlier, the fifth house is ruled by Leo. Leo talks about stage, like being on the stage, getting the attention from other people, sometimes causing drama to get the attention too. And so, as you have Uranus transiting your fifth house, you may gain some kind of spotlight. You may be on stage for something, maybe because you decide to express your creativity in a certain way. You decide to express your identity in a certain way. Let's not forget Pluto is transiting your first house now. Pluto is removing old versions of you and building and rebuilding new ones. It's transforming your identity in very profound ways. And as you're being transformed by Pluto here, which by the way is in a positive aspect to Uranus until 2030, you're going to gain a lot of spotlight. Obviously, it depends on your personal chart too. This is a general reading, but a lot of you Aquarians are going to be in the center stage, get a lot of claps from other people, get a lot of attention from them, and also compliments, things like that, that are going to increase your self-confidence. So that's when I start to say, be careful afterwards, if that boosts your ego too much, if it goes to the other side of things. Which, you as Aquarians usually don't have a problem with that, but that's like the shadow side, like I said, every transit has its own good and bad aspects to it. But generally speaking, this transit is in a good aspect to your first house. Uranus here is going to be in a positive aspect to your ascendant, your first house. You have Pluto also there. They're supporting each other. Saturn and Neptune are also going to support this transit for a long time, but that's going to be for another video. So, take advantage of this period of time. Have as much fun as you can. And then when Uranus moves to the sixth house, you're going to have other things to worry about. So just make the best out of this. This is what I have for you, Aquarians, for this transit. Please let me know in the comments, how was Uranus in your fourth house? I know that there's so many people that would love to learn from you and to know your experience. So please help somebody out by sharing your experience. How was Uranus in your fourth house? And also, what are your expectations with Uranus in the fifth house, from what you've learned, from what you think, what you hope, from what you've heard from other people? Let us know down below. If you want to show some support for my work, please like, subscribe, share this video with other people that you think are going to benefit from this. I wish you the best of luck, Aquarians, and I'll see you on the next video. Hello, dear Pisces, suns, moons, and risings. Welcome to your Uranus in Gemini astrology predictions. Uranus enters the sign of Gemini on July 7, 2025 until November 7th of next year. And then in 2016 is going to come back to Gemini and stay there for 6 to 7 years. And for you, Uranus is transiting your fourth house. This is an angular house, Pisces. Uranus here is going to bring some important, drastic changes, ups and downs in your home dynamics, but not only. A lot of you are also going to have a lot of career explorations, changes of jobs, of industries. A lot of you are going to change partners or become more authentic with your current partner. And also, you're going to have some reassessment in the way how you identify for yourself and how you show up in the world. So let's dive deep now into this transit. For you, Pisces, Uranus can bring breaking free from family traditions. I feel like a lot of you are going to heal some ancestral karma with this transit. That is because Uranus rules your 12th house, and the 12th house in ancient astrology is the house of karma that is inherited sometimes also. So as you are going through this transit, I feel like you're going to break free from traditions, family traditions inherited to you that you think are holding you back, that are holding you from expressing your highest potential, that don't let you express your authentic self. A lot of you are going to rebel against them. A lot of you are going to embrace something more original for you and really define a new lifestyle for yourselves, a new way of living that is very original, like I said. For others of you Pisces, Uranus here can indicate a lot of relocating opportunities. A lot of you are going to change your apartments, homes, houses, no matter how old you are, if you are 50 years old, 60 years old, you've lived for 20 years in one place, you might decide to move somewhere else and relocate somewhere else with this transit. And some of you Pisces are even going to relocate abroad in faraway lands because Uranus rules your 12th house, like I said. But also Pluto is transiting your 12th house, and Pluto is bringing transformation that is going to come to you through foreign lands and going to faraway countries and cities. And Uranus can bring not relocating just once. I think it might bring relocating multiple times too. Of course, depending, on your personal chart, but you definitely have opportunities to move somewhere else with Uranus in this house. Others of you Pisces are going to be leaving your parental home. If you're young, and or if you're living with your parents, then you may want to break free from living with them and kind of move move away. Move to another place. For others of you, you may change your nurturing style during this transit. If you are a parent yourself, then you may embrace a more original way in teaching your children, nurturing your children, taking care of them. You may be that kind of independent thinking mother and father figure that wants their children to be independent, break free, think outside of the box, let them express themselves freely and in a very healthy way. Let them express their creativity also with this transit. It can definitely change your nurturing and parenting style. For others of you Pisces, you may simply outgrow your environment around this time. Whatever you're doing, whoever you're living with, wherever you are living, you may be outgrowing it and have this inner restlessness to kind of go somewhere else or kind of change your immediate environment, change your home environment. And, I talked about big things about relocating, changing places and things like that, but this can also be a bit simpler in the fact that maybe you've had your room decorated in a certain way for so many years and now you want to change it up. And a lot of you are going to embrace these trending home aesthetics, and decorating style. You might buy the latest furniture. You may want to make some important changes. Others of you are just going to be like, I want to change my home design very often. And so for the fall, for example, you have a certain style. For spring, another style. For summer, another style. You may want to decide to have your home environment in a constant change with Uranus here. For others of you Pisces, Uranus can indicate in the fourth house opportunities to work from home through technology, to make money from foreign lands, from people who live far away from you, but doing so in the comfort of your home. Others of you may have a parental figure getting into astrology with this transit too. You may hear one of your parents be like, oh, it's a new moon, it's a full moon, things like that, because Uranus rules astrology. For others of you Pisces, and I think this is very important for you, you may really distance yourself from any victim behavior that you might have had in the past. And you might set certain boundaries with authority figures in your lives, with your partners, also, to be able to embrace yourself in a more profound way, in a very powerful way also. And Pluto in the 12th house is helping you heal that subconscious mind of yours. So as Pluto is transforming you in your subconscious mind, you're also dealing with your emotions in a healthy way, being more realistic about them, and also being more logical too, because Uranus is a planet of logic. It rules Aquarius. And you may become very powerful in your emotional world after this transit is over. You may move away, like I said, from any victim patterns or victim thinking pattern, because Pisces, that's like the more shadow side of Pisces, that sometimes you victimize yourself. So you're going to remove yourself away from it. There's going to be a separation of all traumas of your past and who you are now. And of course, this is not going to happen overnight. It's going to be unfolded for many years. But after this transit is over, you're definitely going to feel more authentic, more original in your individuality and also in your emotional world. This transit is so important for you, Pisces, because it is in an angular house, and you're also going to experience a lot of breakthrough in your industry, wherever you're working. If you have a job, if you have any kind of career, it doesn't have to be a job. Sometimes careers are just the passions that we have, hobbies that we have. We basically become known for those things. And so you might want to explore a new industry, change your job. Sometimes you'll need to relocate because you want to work in a new city with this transit also. But you may want to go from one industry to the other, and doing so that you can express yourself more authentically. It's like it's within you, because Uranus is in the fourth house. So like, you want to express your authenticity, your creativity, your inner world through whatever you are doing that you're known into the world for. And so you're going from one thing to the other based on how fulfilled you feel about these new industries that you're going to be in. And of course, you're going to grow a lot during this process emotionally, but also it's going to unfold in the material world. And like I said, so you can sometimes even acquire real estate with this transit. Sell an old one, buy new ones, sell old ones. Uranus can bring those drastic changes over and over in the fourth house. The other thing is that you're also going to experience changes in your partnerships. Maybe, if you have not felt like you were authentic in the way how you felt about someone, a partner, then you're going to decide to break free from them. But if you felt fulfilled, then this transit can indicate that you're just going to express yourself more authentically and have more fun with this person and be more spontaneous together, go on trips together, go to foreign countries together, pursue spirituality together, go to temples, do meditation practices, all of these things that are ruled by the 12th house that Uranus rules over for you. You're going to decide to do these things with another person. But like I said, the focus here is your inner world and emotional world, and you want to express yourself freely in such a profound way that is reflected also in the outer world. If you have defined yourself by a certain thing, then Uranus is also going to break you free from any self-defined patterns or any boxes that you might have put yourself in or others have done it to you. And that is because Uranus squares the first house, your identity, who you are as a person. Uranus will want you to shape who you are in a very profound way, in a very authentic, original way. You can't copy others. You can't deal with the same thing over and over. You'll want to break free. There's an inner restlessness that is caused here with Uranus in the fourth house. And so if you've had, any way that you've identified yourself with exterior or external things, then Uranus is going to have you break away from these things. And it's not that you're going to lose them or anything. I'm just saying that Uranus will give you that wisdom to not identify yourself with one thing or two, and to understand that you are so enriched and talented and very electrical and rebellious, and you can achieve anything that you want with Uranus in the fourth house. That's what Uranus is rebellion, is not conforming to certain things that can bound you. So you're not going to conform, and you're going to feel comfortable with that feeling. You're not going to conform with things that have not worked for you, basically. So yeah, I hope this all makes sense. I hope I didn't get too technical. You're definitely going to take the wheel and the direction of your life with this transit, Pisces. I did mention that some of you are going to leave your homeland. You're going to relocate abroad. I can see a lot of you doing that. And yeah, you're going to have some important changes in all areas of your your lives. But please let me know in the comments down below, how was Uranus in your third house? I know that there are so many people that want to learn that from you, that want to know that. Please share your experience, because you're definitely helping somebody out with that. And if you want to show some support for my work, please like, subscribe, share this video with people that you think are going to benefit from this. I wish you the best of luck, Pisces, and I'll see you on the next video.